One incident from my marriage. I bought a beautiful suite in Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas to celebrate our anniversary. He got drunk. Alcohol and drugs immediately provoke raging, violent outbursts. He used towels, hotel towels, instead of enjoying that beautiful suite that I paid for. It had a jacuzzi and a beautiful bed and a view of the whole city of Las Vegas. He grabbed towels from the bathroom and he used it to soundproof the room. The reason for all that was a phone call from a neighbor who told me that he was having sex with her for drugs. She was African American and had 3 children. She said that she was on her way to prove to me that he had sex with her multiple times for drugs that she was providing for him. I told him that she was coming to talk. Then he took all the towels from the bathroom, soundproofed the door in a Cosmopolitan suite of Las Vegas, threw me on the ground. I remember laying on the ground as he used his knees, both his knees, to restrict my arms from moving. I wasn't able to move my arms. He was very strong and big, and so his knees restricted my arms from moving as I was laying on the ground face up. One of his hands, he put it on my neck to suffocate me. The other hand was on my face, so I couldn't breathe through my nose and mouth. And then he would put a lot of pressure on my neck, knees and mouth. I couldn't scream. I couldn't talk. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I remember feeling that I was dying. I was out of breath, and I was going. I knew I was going to die that day. And then all of a sudden he got his hands off my face. And I was able to crawl to the bathroom, my face bleeding from his fingernails. Dirty fingernails. He was in construction and occasionally worked. Again, occasionally, most of the time he lived at my expense and traveled at my expense. Very, very professional con artist that likes to live at somebody else's expense and steal things of value. I crawled to the bathroom. I was on my knees. He demanded declarations of love for him, knowing that the other African American woman that claimed that she had sex with him and is pregnant is coming to talk to me. I was on my knees telling him how much I love him. I knew that I had no choice. If I wouldn't do it, he would kill. He would suffocate me, I knew. I was on my knees. I remember like yesterday. I was telling him how much I love him. Then he grabbed me and threw me on the carpet in the living room on my knees. Then he raped me he raped me in a most violent way. I had carpet burns on my knees, and I was just beaten and raped, and he still demanded that I tell him how much I love him and never leave him. I told him that I loved him and I will never leave him, no matter what. He said, no matter what, and I answered, no matter what. I said, no matter what, I would never leave you. I would always be with you no matter what. And then I begged him to please allow me to put a little makeup on, so my face is not swollen and doesn't have bruises and bloody marks. And I was asking him to allow me to take him to a steakhouse downstairs so we can have a nice dinner, and I promised him that I would never talk to that woman that he slept with for drugs, and that it doesn't matter to me, that it was nothing to me. I went to the bathroom, washed my face, put a little makeup, and I wasn't sure if he would allow me to leave that room because I saw that look in his eyes. There was absolutely nothing of human. His eye pupils were white and black, and I knew he was probably on cocaine or crack or whatever he was using. His father once told me that look at his eyes. But I was lucky that day. He allowed me to get out of that room with him to go to a steakhouse downstairs. He watched me and walked close to me. We went to the restaurant downstairs, and I was sitting as he was watching me, not allowing me to go to the bathroom. He was completely paranoid. He kind of knew what he had done. We ordered food. We were sitting in the corner. There was not many people at all. A young waitress came to take food order. And that's when I felt like I had a moment and I could scream because she was near me. And I started screaming for help. I just started screaming, please help, please help. He got up and ran away. Until security arrived, he was already gone. Nowhere to be found. Somehow he managed to get to Illinois, Chicago. Security held me, and then I was hospitalized. I was in the rape unit. I was in other different ERs. All that took place during our marriage from 2010 until now. He's not given me divorce. In December 2013, he had stolen everything of value and ran. He then found another woman who was a widow. I believe she had a Harley Davidson left by her deceased husband. He decided to live with that woman and then went to jail for her for domestic violence. He became a convicted felon, registered felon that he is now. When he was with me, he went to jail twice for domestic violence, and both times I trusted him because he cried behind that glass. Cried that it would never happen again. He cried so professionally that I believed that he's honest. He was given 2.5 years as a registered felon in Illinois presently, on probation. His name is S Weingartner. Now his Facebook has a picture of newborn baby and another woman. They look very happy, and he's not given me a divorce. I spoke to his probation officer, Stacy. It's out of her competence. Her supervisor never called me back per my request. I spoke to his mother and left messages for his father. I left million messages for him. I even spoke to him when he said he wants to give me that divorce. I asked him to file uncontested divorce. He has never done it, despite the baby and another woman that's on his Facebook page looking extremely happy. I believe it has been done, so his jail time for another woman he butchered. I believe he has done all this so he will get out of jail earlier. I don't even believe that it is really his baby. As he told me before, he was sterile. I don't know. I think it's another trick the con artist is using to stay out of jails. Very professional. I am looking for help to get a divorce from this monster. I don't want to show my face or even his face. But if you want to see his face on YouTube, there's a video that someone posted, not even me. It was shot through Skype when he was threatening to kill me and my daughter. And it's called Arthur Weingartner, Domestic Violence No More. Domestic Violence No More, Arthur Weingartner. This is a video that's on YouTube and you can watch it. Once again, I didn't post it. I was in a hotel room at the time with a friend in another country, very, very far away. And whatever you will see in that video was shot through the glass. He didn't know I was shooting it because nobody ever believed me. He knows how to wear a mask. He knows how to look innocent. When he comes to court, he wears glasses that he doesn't need and looks completely innocent. Once again, I do not understand the reason of why this creature of evil that I took to my church to marry does not want to give me a divorce. The creature of evil that cheated 2 weeks after I married him continued to cheat, steal, destroy everything I built, trash everything I built, lie, use, suffocate, butcher, rape, does not give me a divorce. I once again ask you to watch that video, Domestic Violence No More, Arthur Weingartner, that was shot by someone that I know through the glass. When it was not through the glass and I was next to him and he was under the influence of alcohol or drugs, which he was hiding from me in a bathroom, he would behave probably 10 times worse than on that video. I was never able to have any 2 minutes to call the police. Somehow I was able to run and basically escaped being killed, murdered. A few times too many, until I had to leave the country because it became so dangerous. We hired a security guard who was armed, professional security guard, in order for us to pack our belongings and leave the country. Back in America, I still do not feel safe, despite his photographs with another woman and a little baby and beautiful comments of family or whoever they are. I'm asking for assistance, but I don't think I will ever see justice for what this creature of evil had done to me. Therefore, I'm asking you once again to watch that video, Domestic Violence No More, Arthur Weingartner, on YouTube. He's from Chicago, Illinois, Elgin area. He lives in Elgin. His address is in Elgin, Illinois, Chicago area. He's a convicted registered felon. I believe his felony is for 2.5 years, and he's running from 2 warrants in California and Nevada. He still have 2 active misdemeanor warrants because he has done time, and there are 2 active warrants for him in Nevada and California, misdemeanor, both of them. A felony in Illinois. He has done time in jail for another woman and still is refusing me, his only wife, a divorce despite the fact that he cheated on me only 2.5 weeks after our second marriage Vinchania, which is a sacred ritual we had done after our marriage in Las Vegas in my favorite church. 2.5 weeks later, he was cheating with the neighbor for drugs. I was harassed by that neighbor. I was harassed by that other woman who told me that he will turn me in a bloody pulp. I sent those recordings to police department in his state, and she was stopped. Her name was Teresa Kalami. She was stopped from continuing to harass and butcher me through telephone calls. Those were life threats. At this time, I keep asking his family, as well as him, to give me a divorce as I am out of the country, and it's easy for him to go to court and file. He promised to do so. It's been about 6 months, and nothing has been done. He ignores every single email. His probation officer, Stacy, does not help. Nobody helps. And I'm asking you, if anybody knows him or can help me, maybe there is an attorney in Las Vegas or Chicago area who can help me get rid of this monster and bring him to justice for everything he had done to me and my family. Destroyed and stole everything. Everything I built was destroyed. I would be very happy to get a little bit of justice. Thank you for listening.